Welcome. Yeah, I know, a little bit of different video style, but welcome to my humble room. It's messy, don't pay attention to that. Anyway, thought I'd do a little halftime video thing. I know a couple people out here do this, but let's give this a shot. So 13-10 in favor of the Michigan Wolverines at the end of the first half of the Rose Bowl game. And I've liked what I've seen from both teams on both sides of the ball. We'll talk about the team that's in the lead first. Michigan is doing a wonderful job at being able to confuse the Alabama defense and really make them think about what's coming. There's been a lot of misdirections. Michigan, who's known for a team that's done a lot of 12 personnel, that is one running back and two tight ends, have mixed things up. They've gone a lot of 11 personnel. There's been a lot of sets where McCarthy is in there alone, and there have also been sets where they brought in Orgy, the backup quarterback, for a play or two. Mullings has really entered himself into this game, and again, someone just Alabama's not really familiar with, so a great job by Michigan to using misdirection and really using some guys that Alabama doesn't necessarily have a lot of film on to go and make some plays, and one of those guys doesn't have a lot of catches this year. First touchdown catch of the year, Tyler Morris, ended up making the Bama defense pay there, so good stuff from Michigan. I like what I'm seeing from them offensively and defensively. If you had 5 sacks for Michigan in the first half on your bingo card, it is your lucky day. Alabama's faced a lot of defensive fronts that have been capable of making them pay, but they haven't done it. So Tennessee, they were capable. They didn't make Alabama pay. Georgia, I'm surprised they didn't make them pay more. Michigan is making Alabama pay for the lackluster pass rush for the lackluster pass protection that Alabama provides. So good job there by Michigan at being able to force pressure. Again, they have 5 sacks right now. They're doing a lot of very, very nice things. Let's dive over to the Alabama Crimson Tide because Jalen Milroe is still making plays. Now, again, I said in my preview it was going to be a case of whether or not Michigan was able to make the play in the backfield. They were going to get back there. They were going to get into the backfield. It's just whether or not, they could make the play. And they have. They've been making the play so far. There have been a couple times where I've been fairly surprised that Michigan's given up the middle of the field to the Alabama Crimson Tide, and that's when Jalen Milroe has taken advantage, and he's been able to run, right? But other than that, I mean, you take a look at what this Alabama offense is doing, apart from one, maybe 2 big plays there. I know that final drive looked pretty good, pretty methodical, until, again, the 5th Michigan sack set up a Will Reichard field goal attempt instead of having Alabama try to go take the lead there. There's been like the one big play and the one mistake there from Michigan. Two mistakes. One mistake that led to the touchdown, but 2 mistakes. You had Samaj Morgan muff the punt, set up Alabama nicely. They were able to convert a 3rd down and 1. Very next play, Jace McClellan takes it to the house there. And again, a play, just a one-on-one play. Michigan collapses a little too heavily. Usually a play that Mike Sainer still makes, but didn't end up making it that time, and Alabama scored. Michigan's put up 13 unanswered points since. If you want to look for a couple of halftime adjustments here, Milroe has definitely got to be more of a factor. The pass game has to be more of a factor here for Alabama. You have to challenge this Michigan secondary because the Michigan defensive front is doing its job. If you continue to try to challenge that Michigan defensive front, you're going to pay for it. And that's what Alabama's done all game long so far. Make the pass game more of a factor. They did that really well in that final drive. They got to do it more. And if you're looking for adjustments for the Michigan Wolverines, continue to use the misdirection stuff, continue to mix up your personnel, continue to do all the things that you've been doing that's worked out really, really well for you so far. Defensively, again, you have to continue to shut down the Alabama Crimson Tide, and there have been a couple plays where Milroe's just missed some guys, and some guys, again, some really good defensive efforts being made on both sides of the ball. There probably should be a little bit more explosive plays on both sides than there have been so far. So really, really interested to watch this second half. Michigan is up 13-10. We'll see what happens in the second half here of the Rose Bowl. Take care. I'll talk to you guys after the game. We'll recap this one, preview the Sugar Bowl. Probably do the same thing for the Sugar Bowl here as well. So enjoy the second half of the Rose Bowl. This has been a fun, entertaining game so far. A lot of craziness happening early on, and I expect more craziness to happen there as well. Alabama is not out of this by any means at all. Michigan looks really, really good right now, and in my opinion, I do think Michigan looks like the better team than Alabama on the field. We'll see if that changes second half again, Nick Saban. Yeah, in case you haven't heard, pretty darn good at halftime adjustments. I'll see you all after the game. Take care.